Welcome back, boys and girls. It's time for you to find out more about words, how they are spelled, and their meanings with me, your teacher, Ms. Shamsuddin. For today, we're going to be looking at a theme which I'm sure we can all relate to, since we are all a part of one. Now, I want you to look at this picture and see if you can predict what I'm referring to. Did you come up with anything? Now, in that picture, we can see faces of people who kind of look like each other. There are lines connecting each person to another, and it's all framed on a tree. Did the word family or the term family tree come to mind? Well, whether it did or not, we're going to be looking at words associated to the family or family tree. Now, I'm sure that you would have learned something about family in your social studies lesson. If you did, what did you learn? You should have learned that a family is a group of people who are related by blood. It is understood that for a while, most if not all the immediate family members would live together under the same roof or in the same house. But this arrangement may change due to a number of reasons. The main reason sometimes being marriage, where the structure and the amount of members may change. So, let's examine Colleen's family tree for our lesson today. Now, this is a family tree of Colleen's family. If you look carefully, like the one I introduced the lesson with, you will see names of different persons, and you will see lines being drawn from one person to the next, connecting the names. Now, as we go through our explanation, you will understand better how to read this family tree or how to understand the relationship of each person in this family. Now, based on this family tree, there are a number of terms we will use to explain the relationship among the individuals. We know that each family can be identified by a special name or by their special names, maybe more than one. That name or those names we refer to as their surname or their family name. Now, if we look at the family tree, for Jackie, before she was married to Aubrey, her surname was Jackie White. The surname a woman has before marriage is known as her maiden name. After marriage, she took Aubrey's surname and became Jackie Campbell. In most families, when a man and a woman get married, they start their special family and they have children. Those children are referred to as their offsprings. Can you find the offsprings of Jackie and Aubrey on the family tree? Now, some families would have one offspring or a child, while others choose to have a number of offsprings. Now, when there are more than one offspring in the family, the relationship they share with each other is referred to as sibling relationship. The children who share the same parent or parents are known as siblings. Can you identify the persons sharing a sibling relationship in this family? Look carefully at the tree. We can see that Aubrey and Jackie Campbell had children. Can you name those children? We'll come back to that a little more. Now, a female sibling is called a sister. So if you have a female sibling in your home, that person is referred to as your sister. A male sibling is referred to or called brother. The parents of the children or offspring are called mother and father. The two people who are married are referred to as husband and wife. So Aubrey and Jackie are husband and wife, but they are the mother and father of Carol, Grace, and John. Now remember I said that the structure can change in an instant where children grow up and they decide to get married. They will then have their special family, and in some cases their family name can change, especially for the female when she marries her husband. So let's see if any of Jackie and Aubrey's children got married. Now if you look carefully, you will see that next to Grace, the name of a male is added. Yes, that shows that Grace got married to Keith Peters. So Grace's new surname becomes Peters. She is now Grace Peters. Now, did Grace and Keith have children or offsprings of their own? If you look carefully again, you will see, yes, they did. Now, who are those children? If you look at the tree carefully, you will see that the line being drawn between Grace and Keith coming down is spread out to three names. We have Tiffany, Colleen, and Victor. So we see that they had three children, Tiffany, Colleen, and Victor. Now, can you say how these children are related to Jackie and Aubrey Campbell? They would be the grandchildren of Jackie and Aubrey, and as such, Jackie and Aubrey would be referred to as the grandparents. Quite interesting. So I am guessing that you know who are your grandparents. Now remember, we said that everyone in the family tree is related, and there is a special term to describe the relationship. So who is Keith to Jackie and Aubrey Campbell? He is their son-in-law because he married their daughter. Jackie and Aubrey are now the mother-in-law and the father-in-law of Keith. What about the relationship between the children and the siblings of their mother and their father? In this case, let's look at the relationship of Grace's siblings to her children. They would be referred to as aunt and uncle by the children. The children will be known as the niece for the females and nephew for the male. Keith would be referred to as the brother-in-law to the siblings of Grace. So Keith would be the brother-in-law of Carol and the brother-in-law of John. Are you following me so far? Now this seems like quite a maze, right? Yes, but you'll understand. Remember I said, we are all part of a family, and I'm sure that you know who and how you are related to each other. So talk with your parents, your grandparent or parents, and siblings to better understand the relationship you share. Now for a few questions. So, can you say who are Colleen's parents? Yes, The diagram shows that Colleen is an offspring or child of Keith and Grace. So Keith and Grace are the parents of Colleen. What about her siblings? Does she have any? If you look carefully again, you will notice that Grace and Keith had 3 children. So Tiffany and Victor are siblings of Colleen. What about Colleen's surname? Would she be Campbell? No, she wouldn't. Because Grace is married to Keith, Colleen's surname will be Peters. Remember, Keith is Colleen's father. Now let's look at those words or terms for our family tree dictionary based on the family tree of Colleen. Now we use the words parents, marriage, wife, husband, children, offspring, uncle, aunt, niece, nephew, son, sister, brother, grandmother, grandfather, siblings, grandchildren, surname, maiden name, daughter, mother-in-law, father-in-law, brother-in-law, sister-in-law, son-in-law, grandparents, relationship. Those are some of the words that we used in our discussion based on the family tree. Now, I am sure that you can come up with a few more words that are connected with the topic of family or the family tree. Now, as we leave the words on the screen for you a little, I need you to take your pencil and write them down. I want you to then arrange them in alphabetical order for me. The next task I have for you is to follow Colleen's family tree and now create your own family tree, your own very, very special family tree. So today, we have learned that a family tree shows persons belonging to a particular family and the relationship they share with each other. We discussed how each of these relationships are formed and identified the special term used to describe each of them. I trust that you are now very excited to learn more about your very own family. Well, that's it for this lesson on family tree. Be sure to complete the activities and continue to follow us on the Guyana Learning Channel Trust on YouTube, Facebook, or the listed television channels. I am, as always, Ms. Shamsuddin saying, see you later.